All right, Holly, let's dive into the vision then. Yeah, would you mind sharing it? And then I'll help you with steps 2 and 3, which is coming up with a roadmap to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, can you see it?
Yes, I can. All right. And you
Okay.
even use the emojis too. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So, uh, it's December 31st of 2021 when I wrote this. Last year, I decided enough was enough. I was tired of hiding behind my clothes, avoiding having my picture being taken, and tired of my clothes fitting too tightly. Years ago, I was an avid athlete in high school. I thrived on it. I felt like I still had that in me and I could use it to my advantage. I decided to dedicate 250 days to include at least 45 minutes of exercise. That averages out to about 5 times per week. I had already taken a step in that direction in 2020 when I signed up for unlimited access. So I was already going 4 times a week. The really big change I implemented was making healthier food choices on a consistent basis. I cut out most sugars and sweets from my diet. I had a serious sweet tooth. Honestly, I still do enjoy the occasional cookie. Back then, I was finding some sort of treat 3 or 4 days a week. Once I cut them out, I didn't crave them anymore. I also started taking measurements and writing them down so I could see the progress on paper, even if I didn't notice it in the mirror. I also decided to do a body scan once every 4 months. Those numbers are really powerful. The first time I did one, it was in December of 2020, and I didn't like what I saw. Numbers and data are powerful motivators for me. This year, I've lost 30 pounds and finally feel comfortable in my body again. I can't thank the trainers and Joe enough for helping me get healthy again.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Holly. I like to know that you're a numbers and data person, and the reason why these are all personal is because some people are not. Some people don't want to see that, but I also think you're doing something very smart. I want to highlight is that you're tracking more than one number. So if you put all your eggs in one basket, which is like that in-body scan, which changes based on how much water you drink, time a month, sleep, stress, all that, it could set you up to getting married to that number and then getting fired up if it doesn't go perfectly right. And I've seen that a few times, but you've also added an attendance metric, which I love. That's probably my favorite one. It's basically if you show up, then you will get results. If A, then B, and that you've committed, I saw on the members page, 250 sessions. And I think I saw you came up with your own way to fill them in too. Did you come up
I
with one,
did.
Holly?
I have a little, I have it right here. I made,
Yeah.
it's a 12 by 12 piece of paper. And
Handwritten, yes.
every month, and then I just split up the months. It's basically 20 sessions per month to get to that 250. You need a couple more each month to get there. But yeah, my goal is to Sharpie in one number each day that I go get a session in. So
And that's great. And so one of the challenges is going to be, and I know you had your successes written on that sheet, and I'm sure you had some challenges before because it seemed like you did your homework very well. Um,
yes,
One
I
of
do.
them is, what if I can't get to the gym? How can I hit this number? So you need a couple backup plans, like go for a 45-minute walk would be a perfect one.
Yeah, so it's funny you said that because when I decided on 250, I thought, man, this might be a little bit lofty. Like what if I get sick, or what if I'm quarantined, or just what if life happens and I can't get there, and I don't want to go off the rails just because something comes up. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. And I think the right answer to that, especially being a data person, is try to get one ahead in January and February and build yourself a cushion. It's like
Yeah.
building up the sick bank with work. Like you don't get any days off during the first year, but the second year you might get 5 days off.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that'd be a good idea. And I love having some things in the back pocket, especially going out for a 45-minute walk, as something if you're sore or if
Yeah.
you're not you go on a trip or you're on vacation. You don't need a gym. All you need is your 2 feet to lean slightly forward and do this for 45 minutes. You can still check that box. And that consistent habit will be a big one. So I really like that. So
typing in.
Yeah, Train Hero is good. You'll have the Facebook Live access, which is good. I'm going to show you something that you might enjoy because you've done so good with these visuals, and it's something I talked about in the last calls. And we do it as a staff for our business goals, but I also do it because it's a silly little creative game for personal goals. So I am going to take over presenting here for a second.
Okay.
I hope. There it is. Okay, I got it. So this is what we do with those questions 2 and 3. What am I doing well? What are some of the challenges? So I have a picture of a sailboat here. And all the things that you're doing well, like I saw on your sheet, sleep, attending your workouts, those are kind of like the wind in your sails that'll get you from A to B. So we put them on blue Post-its and put them up top.
Yep.
Things that are challenges, we're going to slow us down, are kind of the anchor ones. We put on orange or red Post-its and put it underneath. And we don't try to solve them all at once. Every month we try to take one of those orange ones off, solve it, and move something up to the blue category. Seeing those little wins, like filling in that poster every time you go to work out, really adds up and plays a powerful psychological factor to you sticking to the goals. So one of those Post-its might say, what do I do if I'm sick? Well, then you'll come up with your game plan, which it might not take a month, but just say, 45-minute walk, home exercise, 45-minute. Maybe you find a couple yoga or stretch things that are so low impact. If you don't feel well, you can at least stretch out and feel better and kind of get that database together. And then that's no longer a weakness. You can throw that one away because you've solved that problem for yourself. And one that I was doing on the last call was weeknight snacking. So one of his challenges was weeknight snacking. So we worked on some portion control ideas so we can try to implement that during the next month and take it off the bottom and put it up to the top. And each month, just try and take a little bit step forward as you go through the time. So yeah, I have a visual, and you actually see the wins happening as they happen versus just waiting every 4 months and seeing them on the scale. And I love the fill in the blank one, but that could be another one you could use.
Yeah, I like that.
And what I also like is that when you know something is a challenge, it helps for you to get it out of your brain, put it on a card, put it up there, and you do not need to solve it now, but it is at least out of your mental, we call it head trash in business. Like get the head trash out, put it up there. Now you know it's a to-do, but you can do it later on, and it helps alleviate that. And maybe it's, hey, I'm 5 workouts behind. Well, that's a problem for next month. Just put it up there and understand that you'll tackle it eventually, but you don't need to do it right now. Did you like my pretty boat picture?
Yeah, that was great.
Okay. Not so much the artist. The staff, I didn't know how to draw an anchor, so I just did my best with it.
No, that works. I get it. It's a metaphor. It works.
Yeah, so you can use any metaphor you want. So I like the tracking the hard data, which is the InBody, and understanding that it'll fluctuate based on month to month. But over a course of 5 or 6 scans, you should see a trend. It'll look like kind of like a staircase. It won't be a perfect curve.
Yeah.
But it should trend in the right direction over time. Your attendance one's already getting checked off. And then I would just have my challenge list, which you've created, and then just every month try to move those challenges, roadblocks off your plate.
Yep. My for the first month, I already know sweets is going to be what I tackle first.
Yes.
Big sweet tooth person. It's not a good thing.
Well, I like the honesty and with still enjoy the occasional cookie.
Yeah.
You want to get away. You don't want to be sitting at your desk snacking by yourself, but you do want to be able to enjoy kind of the social aspect of food. If someone bakes a cake and you're over there, not saying, oh, no, but hey, you've done all the work that you can enjoy that and the experience besides just the calories, but the social aspect and cutting out the stuff where you're just kind of sitting around munching.
Yeah.
Do you have a game plan for that?
I do.
Of course you do. I like this.
Oh, thanks. last January, a friend of mine and I started Weight Watchers together. And I found that worked really well for me because you didn't ever have to be hungry. Like there were options. Like if you had dinner and it's 8 o'clock and you're still hungry, that's fine. Go ahead. You can go eat an apple or, have yogurt or, do something within your points range. And it worked. I had lost 9 pounds and then COVID happened. So it was like 3 pounds a month for the first 3 months. And it was really attainable for me. So my goal is 30 pounds, which sounds extremely lofty when I say that, like out loud. But I was already on the right track. So I signed up again last week and had already started following it, except for Christmas Day. So yeah, that's my game plan.
Yeah, I like that you had something that worked in the past and know you can go back to it. And I like it. And I think they've done so much better even the last 3 or 4 years with Weight Watchers with getting the point system more aligned with overall being healthy and having some free foods. You don't have to be hungry all the time, but there's some go-to veggies you can have. And I've seen that work really well. It's a good balance. So you have good perspective on if I eat 30 points or 23, whatever you get at a meal, then maybe you squandered them all. And that's great for someone who likes the data and tracking.
Yeah.
And also something that'll help you out. And since you've done it before, you probably have already realized it. If you start cutting out sweets or cutting back significantly on sweets and spend a period of a week or two without very many sweets, when you have them, your body's almost reset. They taste so sweet. Like, if you've gone without sugar, I did a month without it, and then I had like an apple. I was like, whoa, that's sweet. Like, it's mind-blowing how accustomed our bodies get used to it. Once you get out of it, then the things you have, you I say appreciate, but they also taste a lot different. Did you experience that?
Yeah. So it's interesting. It almost became like addictive to see how long I could go, back when I was doing it. And things like just eating a clementine, like that was enjoyable for me because it was like, oh, this is like, it's sweet. It's not, it's not a carrot or, zucchini at dinner. Like it legitimately felt like almost like a treat. So yeah, and I've read that processed sugars are as addictive or can be as addictive like as some drugs that are out there, like what it does to your brain. You feel like you physically need it, which is crazy to think.
Yeah, when you have these things that give you like a dopamine release, it releases hormones like a pleasure hormones, like this is enjoyable, get more of it. It does. You get to chase it, social media, and I'm not saying they're as addictive as drugs, but there are things that are addictive in our life that if you go without a little while, you realize that you're over consuming. And caffeine's another big example. You go 2 weeks at the long end without coffee, you have a little bit of headaches, like you're like, whoa, like your body detoxes and you have a little and you're like buzzing because it doesn't take as much. It's just your body got so used to the overconsumption of it with sweets, caffeine, social media. There's so much out there that if you can purge it a little bit, then you can integrate it back into a full plan, which is what I was going to get to, that you can occasionally enjoy them. And you do really enjoy them more if you're not having them every day.
Yep.
Any other questions I can help with, Holly? Because you have your roadmap, you have your eating plan, you have your exercise plan, and now you have 3 things to track. So you're really doing well, but what else can I answer for you?
I don't know. I guess I can't think of anything right now. If you have anything off the top of your head that you think I need to know, let me know.
Yeah, the importance of that attendance one will be huge and come as close to 250 as possible. And we have a lot of people, and it's weird, sometimes myself as well, who love the data and metrics. The downside to loving the data and metrics is that if you miss them by a little bit, I've seen a lot of people fall completely off. Like 48 isn't 250 and they get upset and they don't do any exercise next year. Well, it's pretty damn close. So you got to keep the wins in mind and give yourself a lot of credit when it's due, and you hold yourself accountable for the food portion. And I think everything else will fall in line for you.
Okay. That sounds good.
All right, cool. If you need anything else, Holly, just let me know. I appreciate you being willing to be vulnerable and doing this. And,
yeah, absolutely. I hope it can help somebody else.
Yeah, well, you did a great job setting it up, and I love that fill in. I hadn't thought of that. I saw Jennifer share that and some other members share. I would like to integrate it and to do some month challenges. But do please update me on how it's going if you get your 25 or 26, build up a little data bank, and if there's anything I can help with through the spring to make sure that you get where you want to go.
All right, will do.
All right, Holly, have a great weekend. Happy New Year.
Okay, you too.
Thank you.
Yep.